Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking another look at one of the Lego Jurassic Park 30th anniversary sets. This is the set for the Brachiosaurus Discovery. It is set number 76960. It has 512 pieces, and I paid $80 for this set. Like the other Jurassic Park sets I've done a video about recently, I got this early. This set comes out on June 1st, but I bought this with my own money. I am not part of the Lego Ambassador Network. I don't get press kits. I don't get anything. I paid for this, so I'm going to give my review on it. I just happened to be able to purchase it before the release date a little bit. So, in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on it. I'm a little bit iffy on this one. The Dilophosaurus ambush was quite good, and I think good value. The Triceratops research was a pretty good set, but I think was overpriced. This is $80 for 512 pieces, so I have a feeling I'm going to be a little disappointed with this. The Jeep looks similar to the Dilophosaurus one, which is really, really nice, and I'm sure that's a good build. I'm sure this is a nice molded piece, and then the rest of it is this tree here, which is part of a great scene, but I'll reserve judgment until I put this all together. So while I build this set, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to give my thoughts on it. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so that is this Lego Jurassic Park Brachiosaurus Discovery. This is okay. This is pretty good. it's a great scene in the movie. The first time Alan Grant sees these he sees multiple dinosaurs when he's so awestruck on the island when he crests over that ridge, and the John Williams score and everything. It's a really, really one of the most iconic scenes in film history. And then the Brachiosaurus plays further role in the movie when Alan and the kids, Alan doesn't like kids, and they have kind of a tender moment with the vegetarian dino here, and involving this tree, which is pretty special. So this set is, in my opinion, it's kind of a weird little mashup of a couple different scenes, because I think we'll talk about it, but my overall feeling of this is okay. This is okay. I think I'll talk about price and value more at the end. I'm leaning towards it being a little overpriced, but we will talk about it. So first thing, like I normally do, I will show the minifigures here. And the first minifigure, this is pretty nice. This is John Hammond. So he spared no expense for Jurassic Park, and we get him in his kind of classic full white getup, nice stripes coming down like pinstripes, little creases, little folds, not a super open collar, but that's good. Nothing on the midsection, nothing on the legs here, but he is just dressed basically in full white. Nothing on the arms. The back continues that kind of pinstripe pattern. That's a nice torso, I think, and could be used in a lot of different ways, repurposed from this set. The face printing is pretty good. I think this is a different torso and a different face than we've ever had for John Hammond. I think in the past, his beard has maybe had a little more gray and a slightly different mouth. I'm not sure how I feel about the mouthpiece, the mouth print there. It's not too bad, but it's just interesting, I guess, to say the least. And the beard is all white. There is no alternate face because of the hat here, which is okay. And then we have Dr. Hammond's walking stick with the amber at the top. And I was trying really hard to see, for some reason I thought these were going to have like a very tiny mosquito print or something inside of them, and they don't. I mean, this one, like, they have a bubble, maybe a mold bubble inside of this piece that kind of can look like that, maybe, because it's so small, but you can see the bubble, I think, a little bit in there. But there's not actually like a mosquito, or there's no printing on those pieces, which for some reason I thought there might be, especially after they did the Barbasol the licensed stuff. I was like, yeah, maybe they will print a little mosquito on here or something, or somehow encase one, a plastic one in there, or the impression of a plastic one within there. But either way, this is nice. It's nice to have this figure. I don't know if this figure comes in the bigger set, the $130 entry pavilion visitor center set. I'm not positive if I don't know if he does or not, but either way, it's good to get this. The next one we will look at is Ellie Sattler. This is Laura Dern. We did get a Laura Dern in the or this character in the Triceratops research set, and I think this is the exact same figure. I'm not, again, I don't have it next to me to see, to double check, but I have a feeling this is the same. Actually, I do have it. It is, so the same torso, same midsection, same hairpiece, same legs. I believe the face is slightly different. Yes, it's a different face print for this one versus the uh, Triceratops research. So the smile's a little different on this side, and their surprised face or angry face or worried face is a little different on this one than the Triceratops research. But other than that, no differences below there, and we do have this character with a piece of foliage there, which is fine. It would have been nice to get more unique stuff, and I think I have this character in maybe other versions of them, but I'm not sure. I believe the one that comes in the 4+ set has a slightly different hairpiece, but I'm not sure what else has changed. Do love this hairpiece. I think this is a great torso too. The legs are really, really good. I like the belt a lot. I wish the legs were either like dual molded or and then printed, or had maybe the continuation, because I think if it's right that these are shorts and then socks and boots and just bare legs in between there, it loses that effect. So either way, that's okay. And the last one we have is Dr. Alan Grant, and this is pretty good. Another one, I'm not sure if they weren't in the Triceratops research because Ian Malcolm was, but I think this is a new print for the torso. The handkerchief is slightly different, and I believe I would have to compare this to the one that is in the T-Rex diorama. Obviously that one is covered in like mud and water and stuff, and it's wet, so it looks a little different, but I think for the most part it's the same. Nothing on the midsection, nothing on the legs or the arms. Back is very, very basic. Here, no alternate face as well. I'm not really sure about this face. It is just okay in my opinion. And then they do carry around, I think, a talon if it's a turkey or a raptor or whatever else as well there. So nice, good to get it. There are some changes from the last time, I think, but there are different versions of this character, so this one may be a new printing for that. So cool. The next thing we will take a look at is the Brachiosaurus itself. So this is one of the reasons that this set is priced the way it is, with all of these big dinosaur pieces, these big new molds or new recolors. I believe this one is an entirely new dinosaur. In the past, when they've done it, I know way back when they repurposed some pieces from other animals, like I think elephant and stuff like that. But I believe this is the first time we are seeing like the brand new way they are doing this type of dinosaur. I could be wrong, so if I'm wrong and leave it in the comments. But either way, this is quite a substantial figure. The scale is really, really good. I don't know if it's accurate necessarily. It just feels mammoth. It feels massive, which is really, really good. And also feels like it's the right size compared to the minifigures, the right size compared to the vehicle, and the right size compared to the tree build, which I think is pretty important. The color on here is great. Mine has, I think these are flow marks or mold marks on each of the legs, that some were more visible than others. This one you can't really see, but the other ones I think you can. Let me see here if I can show them. So there is that one right there, but that's not as visible as the one here, the one on the neck, over on the other side, that one and that one. So there's a couple mold marks there. Not so bad, but if this is going to be the big piece that is going to put this set up at the price point that it is, would be nice. I don't know if those are can be avoided necessarily. It's just that, like the one on this leg, I think is pretty much like a non-issue. It's not visible at all because it's like recessed and it's not like white. The color's not noticeably different, but those marks where you can see the color difference, yeah, that's, kind of a bummer. Other than that, the printing on this is quite good. The mold is quite good. The head is great. This piece also, like the Triceratops, came in paper bags, which is lovely to see. The tail is this piece and this piece are all connected, and the end here doesn't have printing, which, yeah, it could have done, but this is kind of the more flexible plastic than a hard plastic here. The tail can't move up and down really. It can rotate if for whatever reason you would want it to. No articulation for the legs. The Triceratops had that. I'm interested now to see what the T-Rex has, or if they have any. Same for the Raptor. So nothing for the legs here. But then we do have this wonderful neck. Of course, there's these gaps here, but what that allows for is this movement, which I think is necessary. And these gaps actually I don't mind too much, because when it's up all the way, and if it was standing down, you wouldn't see the one beneath it, and if it was positioned some other way, I think those are perfectly acceptable. So this can move like that. It can also turn if you would want it to reach maybe a particular branch or a particular leaf. So that's good. Do have these 6 studs on the back, so a character could ride this if they like. And then up at the head we have the same. We have some up and down here, which it can actually go down a decent amount, which is good. It can, if it was on the ground, it can pretty much look straight down, which I think is really good. And if it's up, it can look up above it to reach something high, which is good. And the head can turn as well. Very, very nice. And then the jaw is its own separate piece, the mouth there. And I think the mouth on this is also really, really good. This whole head is great. And the eye printing is very, very nice. The shaping is nice. And I really like the kind of satisfying way the mouth clips and unclips. It feels very solid. This is a really, really nice dinosaur toy. And the fact that it's Lego is great. On the bottom, we can see we can stud this down if we wish, which is very nice. And so this is a really good dinosaur, and I think they did a really good job. Mine has these marks. I don't know if all of them are going to have that. Maybe those are unavoidable given the manufacturing process that is being used here. But I think this is really good. The question of value definitely comes into it. Like, how do I compare this to, say, the Triceratops, and how will I compare these to the Dilophosaurus, and how will I compare these to the Velociraptor, and how will I compare these to the Tyrannosaurus Rex? I'm not sure. I mean, certainly the Brachiosaurus is a considerable amount bigger than, for example, the Triceratops. There's just more plastic here, absolutely. I mean, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know what this costs or what this adds, because I think it is brand new. If they had to make the machines, had to make the tools and the molds and everything to achieve this, that comes with some extra costs, generally speaking. So this is great, quite good. I'm just not sure if it's worth, say, $30 for just this thing alone. And if we buy into that this is $30 and maybe these are all $5, that puts us at $45, and then we still have to get to $35. So maybe this is $20. I don't know. But if this was just alone on a shelf in a toy store, and not Lego compatible, not made by the Lego group, maybe more rubbery than this ABS is probably, I would think this would cost $1 or $2 maybe, depending on how good of a toy it is, how good of a model it is. So maybe this is $10, $15 for Lego. I'm not really sure. It's great. I don't know if I am thrilled about the price, but maybe that's just me being outdated here. Next thing I will show is the Jeep. So we get another, this set includes another of the Jurassic Park Jeep, and it is pretty similar to the one from the Dilophosaurus with the Nedry figure, but pretty distinct. Because of that scene was very much in the rain, the colors were different. It had a lot more mud kind of stuff going on, where they use just different colors tile, different colored pieces to indicate the mud, and they use stickers. This one uses less stickers. These are different shaped slightly differently. This one's pretty much the same. The license plate ones are about the same, but fewer stickers on this than the other one. And there's some other differences in here too. Like this is done differently. The base, some of the base is done differently. The front is built differently, noticeably differently. How they do the lights, how they do this. This is the same tile that is on the other one. This is largely the same here. This is close to the same, but not quite. And then we have the back. We kind of have this open top Jeep here with the almost like roll cage looking thing. Like it would be a, you know, like a soft top Jeep that you could take the thing off of, or you know, different kinds of Jeeps have, you know, this sort of structure at the back there. I thought it was interesting that we do have some exposed Technic like axle pieces there. I thought maybe they would put something else on the end. So if that was on the end, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if that's better or worse, or maybe that's illegal for some reason. I'm not quite sure. It seems to be that it would still fit and it wouldn't be hitting this too much, but maybe that's the reason, if parts are rubbing in a weird way. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if it makes it better or worse. Maybe it was just purely a stylistic reason that they left these axle pins open there. It could be. But anyway, as you can see, there's some articulation of this, which allows for figures to be placed in there. On the inside, we have kind of a shift or gear or whatever lever there, steering wheel, jumper plates to stud characters down. You can get people side by side in there. You can get someone back here, and you get someone back here. This set comes with 3 minifigures. You could, you know, get more than 3 in here. Not many more, but a couple more. And if it's difficult to get them in there from that, we can just open this up all the way. Whoops, not that far. Not that far. Let's see here. We can just tilt this back. Wow, I really yoinked those off there. So we can tilt that back and we have more access inside. And the inside is nicely done. I think this is nicely done. This Jeep and the other Jeep both really impressed me. I think the Explorer is really, really good too. So that's a win for these Jurassic Park vehicles. Finally, would have loved if we got some prints, but we don't, and that is the way it is. Love these wheels, and I think this is really, really good. So I'll just pop a couple people in here just to show that. Can I get 2 of them in here is the question now, because I think I can. There we go. Whoops. Sorry, Alan. So we got Hammond in the driver's seat, Ellie in the passenger seat, and Alan is standing up as he gets out of the back of the vehicle to gaze in wonder at what is in front of him, and it is dinosaurs, real life dinosaurs. So that's a very great scene, and this captures that quite well. So nice vehicle, and I'm glad that like it is similar to the other one, but not exactly the same. The other one being the Jeep from the Dilophosaurus one that Nedry drives in the rain. And the last thing, which is a good portion of this set, is this tree. I don't know what kind of tree. Hopefully some old Jurassic kind, if it's from that era. This is pretty interesting. I didn't think I was going to like it. I ended up liking it more than I thought I would. It's not perfect. There are some things I wish were done slightly differently, but it is quite good. So this tree serves a couple different purposes in this set. I think when they crest over that hill and see all those dinos, there is a rather big tree kind of out in the middle. But also later when Alan and the kids are the car crashes off into this tree, and then I think at one point they climb up a tree and get to safety, and then these dinos come and like graze right near them and everything. It's a really great scene and important moment, you know, showing Alan Grant coming around to not being so against kids. So this does have a platform here, which is nicely done, so characters could sit there. The kids do not come in this set. I got both of them in the diorama set, and I think they are both in the visitor center set, but I'm not positive, so I don't know. It might take a little doing to get like all three of them up here, and if these are here, you know, good thing that when this is stood down, you can kind of get them to about the same height, which is pretty important. I think it'd be better, you know, if it was like considerable amount like higher, but it's good that it can get there either way. So that's achieved nicely, that we can recreate that, except for not having the minifigures. And then the tree build, you know, there's a good amount of pieces in here. I don't know if it's more than in the Jeep. Could be. I wouldn't be surprised necessarily. A lot of floral pieces. I love botanicals. I'm interested in seeing how Lego does trees. I recently got the medieval blacksmith set that I haven't built yet, and there's a tree in that I'm interested about. I recently got the modular bookshop set, and there's a tree in that I'm interested in checking out. I have the Rivendell set that I haven't built yet, and there's some trees in that I'm really interested in checking out, and this, you know, is a tree that I was interested in checking out as well. Some good piece usages, like the colors a lot, particularly for pieces. I like all of the hot dog, or, you know, the wiener pieces that were used, because it uses a good amount of them, and I think it uses them to good effect. There is some repetition in building that, but not so much that it bothered me, even though you do kind of do like 6 of those. When you put them together on here, I feel like it feels sort of you know, organized and chaotic in the way that nature tends to be, which I really, really like. It does feel a little weird how big the base, the trunk is, versus how kind of empty the you know, top of this is, but it's not so bad, and it could have been, you know, obviously it could have been a lot worse. We do have this kind of curve here, almost looking like root structure, root stuff coming up from the ground when the characters kind of climb up, and viney bits, kind of, not a ton, but there's an idea of that because those characters do climb the tree here. And this is okay, this sort of C shape here. I don't love how flat it is right there, and I would have liked this to, if we could achieve this kind of overhang and this kind of root structure with a little bit of roundness here in the middle. I would have really, really liked to see that done. Towards the back, we use a lot of these half cylinder type pieces to get some roundness here, which is good. We use some studs on these side bricks to kind of attempt to round out the side. Interesting to also compare this, now that I'm thinking about it, to the Endor Speeder Chase set. Some similar parts usages a lot. These are all pretty much the same kind of leaf branches pieces, and that used a lot of studs on the side essentially to do it. And that one, the trunks also kind of felt a little bit square but also a little bit round, and this one uses a different technique to try to achieve it. And they both have their pluses and their minuses. Get a lot of the flower studs in this color that's kind of like a coral pink, or I don't really know what color that is. So it's almost like the salmony, orangey kind of corally color in my opinion. But we get that, a lot of leaf pieces, those sausage pieces, the twig pieces in here. So generally, I think this is a pretty cool build, and I think it serves well for the story. We get a little like dinosaur egg cracked at the bottom. At the base, we have this notice showing, this is the spot to take pictures of the Brachiosauruses, but it does also have a warning which says no. Let's see here. I don't know if I'll be. Well, why don't I just pop it off? Says no feeding, no flash, no yelling, and the Brachiosaurus. So, again, would have been great to see some prints in some of these sets, but the stickers were used pretty wisely here, I would say. And that's pretty much everything that comes in this set. So you get a pretty substantial tree build here, a very big dinosaur, and a really great vehicle, a really great Jeep. 3 minifigures, iconic scenes, iconic characters. I will just show the extra pieces quickly, because you do get some. Not a ton of crazy, spectacular, or notable ones, but there are a couple. So this is the sausage piece I spoke about, a lever piece, some of the translucent bar, the twig piece here, and then your plates and your slopes and your tiles and your studs, and a nice color for a Technic pin that I don't see too often. So great. I really like this set. I think the dino is really, really good. I think the scale works well. There's good play value here. There's good display value here. There's narrative. It's distinct from some of the other Jurassic Park sets that are releasing alongside of it, even while having kind of similarities, which I really value. The build was fun, but I find building Lego fun in general. So that leaves the price discussion. This is 512 pieces for $80. Dilophosaurus set's good value. The Triceratops research, I think, 40 would be better than 50. Felt more like a 40 to me. This, I think 60, 65, I guess 70 feels more comfortable and more reasonable. If we think like $30 up between the last two, $20 up between this one, and then, I guess that'd be doubling the price for the T-Rex Visitor Center set. 70 still feels a little high for me. So 80 feels not great, but then again, $80 for this versus maybe the Endor Speeder Chase. I don't know. That's maybe personal preference, because it's pretty different style of set here. $80 for this versus $100 for the diorama. Well, it's brick built dinos and the diorama base. So you can't. It's not always one-to-one comparison. I think $80 is a little, or just definitely I can say overpriced. 70 would feel a lot better, but it'd be great if it was cheaper than that, and that's all I can say. I find myself saying that a lot. Not always. I would like to add, obviously, I thought that the Dilophosaurus set was a great value. I thought some of the Indiana Jones sets were good value, and whatever else. All that, I don't know why I'm being defensive on my take, saying that this is overpriced. It is, I think, in my opinion, but it's a really, really good set. So maybe Lego is okay with that. They seem to be. I'm sure it'll sell. I think this is terrific. This is terrific. This is okay to pretty good to good. So good deal. So that is this Brachiosaurus research, or Brachiosaurus discovery set rather. If you like this video, consider giving it a like, and if you like the other videos on my channel, consider subscribing to it so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I will be doing in the future, including I do have one more of these brand new Jurassic Park sets for the 30th anniversary. I do have the T-Rex Visitor Center Pavilion set that I have not featured on this video or on this channel yet. So subscribe so you don't miss that one. And then I have a bunch more Lego stuff coming, including some stuff that I'm particularly excited about in some other themes. So subscribe so you don't miss any of that. And if you like my videos enough and you want to help me be able to continue making them and help me be able to afford crazy, maybe overpriced sets so I can talk about them and build with you, and so I can do more giveaways and continue to grow and update my channel and update my process and produce more stuff. If you're interested in trying to support that, I do have I set up a Patreon, and there'll be some special stuff going on over there in the near future. So consider giving to that. Every little bit helps. But just subscribing is great, and just watching is great. And thanks. So until next time, thank you. Bye.